Do not be that guy that blinds oncoming drivers by having out of whack fog lights. It doesn't matter what you have, the Morimoto XB, some 4-bangers in your fogs, or even your stock fogs. If they're not aimed properly, you very well could influence your driving experience and then be that guy that blinds oncoming drivers also. We don't want to be that guy. We want to actually have usable light output. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to align your fog lights. You may have already seen how I went in depth showing you guys how to do your headlights, and the process for fog lights is very similar. What you need to do is find a big open flat space, maybe your driveway or a parking lot, and then aim at a wall or your garage door. Once you've got that, we're gonna back this vehicle 25 feet up away from the wall. So grab yourself a tape measure, mark it on the ground, and the front face of your fog light needs to go right there. Before you measure anything, make sure that however you daily drive your vehicle, that's how it's equipped. So get a buddy that weighs about the same as you, put him in the driver's seat. Maybe you drive around with a bunch of construction material in the back end of your vehicle. That should still be in there to make sure that your vehicle sits exactly like it should when you're driving down the road and you measure this out. Now also make sure that all of the tires are inflated properly. We want them all to be the same PSI so you're not leaning one side or another and then having one side higher to blind those oncoming drivers. Last thing you want. Now we can then measure up to the fog light. Once you measure up to the center of your fog light housing, then make your way to the wall. And then we're gonna measure up here and then put a piece of tape right here. Whatever that measurement was on your fog light, put it right here. Now you are gonna have to measure 4 inches down from the top of this. So you measure 4 inches down and then you put your other piece of tape. What we want is the cut off the top part of that beam pattern from your fog lights right here at the top of this line. This is the part where things might get a little bit differently for you. This is a 4Runner with a Morimoto XB housing that looks like this. They're all a little bit different. If you have the stock housing, I'll show you that in a second, or 4-bangers or whatever, it's all about the same. You take a screwdriver or a Torx bit, you try to find the screw right on the bottom of this generally, and you just turn it, and that'll raise it up or down. Turn it clockwise or counterclockwise, and that'll move that beam pattern up or down. In the case of this 4Runner, they were out of whack. The left one was way lower than the right one. It's the last thing you want. So just take your screwdriver, go like this, and turn it up or down. Now, obviously, this is gonna be attached to your vehicle already, and you might have to remove some fender liner like you would on the inner side of this 4Runner. I'm not gonna show you, because there's a lot of cars that have it where you don't even have to remove that fender liner. You could probably also get a really long screwdriver, reach up there, and also do that without removing all of that stuff, but it's sometimes easier to see. This one is aimed down, so it is actually pretty easy to get from the bottom. So let's say you had this mounted on your vehicle and you had no access to reach it from the screwdriver on the bottom. Well, in the back side here, you'll notice this is a universal one. It fits a lot of applications. You might have to turn the screw from here to raise it up or lower it down. Or on this side, really depends on your application. Your OEM also has an adjuster, your OEM fog light. So if you didn't even want to upgrade your fog light, it will still have an adjuster on it. On this one, it's on the bottom. You see your halogen bulb there. You could use a Phillips on here. You're gonna need probably a bigger Phillips than this. This is actually working pretty good still. Or you could come in from the side here, like this. Probably need to use a little bigger screwdriver for the side, but you get the point. That's a long, drawn out way to show you guys. All you gotta do is find the screw on the back side, turn it clockwise or counterclockwise to raise that up. Again, you do want the light output from your fog lights, the top of that, to be at the top of that bottom piece of tape there on the wall. Then you're done. You're good to go. That's all it takes. It's really easy to align your fog lights, but a lot of people just install it and then forget to do that. So we really ask at Headlight Revolution that you represent the aftermarket community well by just simply doing the last step. Adjust those fog lights so they're exactly where they need to be. Otherwise, we look bad. The people in the comments always say, why are you blinding oncoming drivers? Why do they have to be so bright? Why would you do that? The reason we do it is because they're really cool. There's a lot out there that aren't very good though, so as long as you get a good aftermarket product, a good beam pattern, and a good replacement to your halogen bulbs or whatever you had in your vehicle before, we totally support you. Go to headlightrevolution.com to find just that, products that have been tested for your vehicle.